Yo, yo, it's ODB from OLP. This is issue 114 of Mini Truckin Magazine, June 2001. This was Erik Koski's, I believe is how you say it. He's from Inland Empire. His 91 Mazda 2200, B2200, Shotcaller. Shotcaller, want to be a baller. I know Mike wants to be a baller. Which was an indoor photo shoot by Wes Allison. This was Wes Allison's 27th credited cover of Mini Truckin Magazine. The model is Shira Moss. So definitely a lot to talk about with this issue. As always, I want to jump right in. I do want to let you guys know at the end, I will kind of go through a quick run through of how many trucks have been on the cover based upon OEMs so far. So I did a quick query, add, addition, whatever, and I'll go through that at the end. There's a hint. This is the 14th Mazda to be on the cover of the publication. So a pretty cool cover. Again, indoor photo shoot. I would ask if you can confirm what wheels these are. Please let me know. I think I know what they are. I did get this issue mixed up with June 2002, which is an overseas cover. These trucks both being green, they kind of run together in my head. They're a year apart, but we'll see those in a second. And I know you're thinking, hey, just look at the feature. Well, the feature's an interview, and it does not mention, I looked at it twice, it does not mention the wheels. So here you go, full 2-page spread, alter images, so a new ad. Again, I always loved when they ran new ads because it mixed things up. So you have Alter Ego. I get some of these names confused on these trucks, but the famous Alter Ego, you can see there, obviously Project Alter Ego built in-house. And we've shared some photos of that in the past, so we've tagged Steve Nielsen. Here you got a little new look and feel of the TOC, so the table of contents. You can see here a little insight to what's to come in this issue. A couple, little photos that we'll see there, and you can see how they've kind of broken this out. Super hot model for this issue. I definitely appreciate you guys rocking with us here. If you get a chance, search OLP via almost any podcast app. And we continue to get great streams and downloads. So we appreciate that's our primary thing that we do, kind of our flagship product that we offer. And it's, of course, free. Here's Lance talking about how the truck, his Dakota, is coming together. For those that didn't know, MIC did body drop that truck. He mentions that in there. Wiltbuilt was added again with a new rendering. Here is regular bed or long bed, crew cab, Frontier lowered, and Xterra there. New threads. And, of course, some of the ads that we're going to continue to see for a while. This is the day after, too. I wanted to mention this. I can't believe it's been since March 26, 1995 that Eazy-E passed. I'm recording this around that date, so I wanted to mention it. This album came out January 30th of 96, but rest in peace. I can't believe, man, Eazy-E 28 years ago. Okay, so this is Donnie's Toyota. We saw this at Tampa Show. We saw it at Nopi. And this truck is just awesome, repping subculture. And Donnie is on Instagram. I think it's Complete Upholstery. I think is his Insta. We've tagged him before. I did I think I went through the Truckin feature on this thing. Which, again, Truckin was cool because being the sister publication, they wouldn't go, oh, we're not going to run something because it has already ran. So, we went through that one, and some of those features I'll, of course, put on not only YouTube here, but also on social media. So this is one of those trucks, I think that's just nobody has seen it. And you can see here, we're still not in all color, believe it or not. Super clean truck. You can see the drop shop windshield banner deal there. Shout out to Jody Hall. Fast Times in Phoenix, 2001 Truckin Nationals. There is the IF Custom / Down to Earth Homie, Phil D's. You can see the front tag. And that Mazda, though. Colorado Custom with the setup that we've seen at various shows. And you got a little bit more coverage here. This was, this will make its way through show coverage. It was at a few different shows. That's the double-decker, as I call it, double-decker car hauler. There's Immaculate Collection, the Dime, another S10. This truck would go on to be cover of Sport Truck, right? Pretty certain. Street Boutique built. Here you can see a 2001 Showfest ad. Here you get continued coverage, including the cover truck that we saw. Still some old school trucks here you can see there and here making the rounds. Again, if you like what we're doing here, the other thing you can support is hit up our lifestylepodcast.com, the first link in the description, and buy some merch. We've got old school stickers. We did paying homage to the original OG Mini Truckin logo. That started on issue 2. We've got those hats. The hats, the pre-sale ended, but we do have some out there that you can buy, and we'll have the merch will be shipping soon. Won't You Be My Neighbor? So Mike talks about the trials and tribulations, but also his excitement for having the garage, finally. Having a garage. Mightily Maxed. I wanted to say Biggity Mic'd. Biggity Maxed. Super cool. Mitsubishi Mighty Max. I know, rest in peace, Ernie. He loved these things. You guys listen to the podcast, you know the 88 Mitsubishi Mighty Max is what got me involved really in the scene as far as seeing that thing every day here locally in good old Lando Lakes. Please, if you can, leave a comment, even if it's just an emoji thumbs up. It helps us. Look Ma No Vents. So you got Finnegan doing a tech article. And again, if you think back, you know, this was his early kind of infancy in the publication world. Southern Showdown, so pretty cool to see this. You see Dustins Dime, another clean dime above it with ground effects. And you can see that name Showdown has really, it's been around a while. There's a lot of variations of different shows that have used that term. I was just talking to a buddy earlier. We had a show in Florida called Small Town Throwdown. And Showdown, Throwdown, lots of different variations of different shows over the years. Here you have Aaron Bradshaw's Isuzu pup and the big homie Tim Gilbert, the Toyota. I think we saw the tag recently in Mini Truckin Graffiti, which was MD to drag, I think made to drag. And many of us have used some of those different monikers all the way back to the Sport Truck little forum days, or not forum, the chat. I think you could use 7 characters, and that's where BD94S10 started, which I've used all these years, which is my personal Instagram. BD for body drop, 94 for the year of my truck, and then S10. There's the cover Mazda. Here is Shotcaller. So again, Erik Koski's, Koskis, from Inland Empire. He does thank Shaun Carlson in the interview, so rest in peace, Shaun Carlson. He also mentions John Tondro, aka JT, who we've had on the podcast of Stage 1 Customs fame. Just a real talented guy. Of course, Ruben The Booka. Thanks for linking us up with John in the past. And he, I believe, turned the wrenches on this truck, is the way Erik mentioned it. Cool thing is this is a super clean truck. Nothing insanely overdone. You know, we start to get to a point here in the early 2000s where everything's body dropped and whatnot. This just proves, especially all these years later, how nice of a truck this really is. You look at the engine bay. I'd imagine, you know, Shaun Carlson putting his little touch with some of the carbon fiber pieces, which, you know, was becoming very popular at that time. Super clean setup. Again, if you know what wheels these are, there were a couple different wheels. I want to say I know what they are. I know there was a wheel too that was similar to this, and it had a whole bunch of holes kind of drilled in the middle, machined in the middle. But yeah, I looked through this twice. He talks about here, maybe, you know, obviously he's kind of asked, you know, is he going to change anything? But, you know, he mentions maybe going with bigger wheels, but if you can confirm, I wanted to say Colorado Custom. They remind me of like Breckenridge-ish, but I don't think they made wheels like that with the open lugs at that time, really. But yeah, you guys can let me know. I hit up one of the homies to ask him too. The reason being is, again, for some reason when I went through this one, I had in my mind, I had June 2002 earmarked for the information on it. So I kind of do a double check on everything before I get started just to make sure, because I don't want to give out wrong info. Here you can see the interview Shira and a beautiful model cover. Photography, Wes Allison, of course. Again, Wes's 27th credited cover. We'll continue to kind of share those, that insight, different facts and whatnot. Here's Mike's Tint Shop. Of course, a lot of us remember it tied to some of Craig Elder's builds. You got MIC with the new air struts. That started to be a big thing at that time. Here is Slam Session, North Carolina Super Show. This truck, for some reason, I can never remember the gentleman's name, the dude's name that had it, and Lance Marks had chimed in recently on a post. And it makes sense because every time he reminds me it was Ashton. And he was Subculture. That thing was featured four-door Blazer in Truckin. And then he went nuts on it. One of the first few trucks back in the day on 20s. And, you know, being a four-door, topless, and that type of thing. Apparently he still has it. Other people have chimed in and said that, you know, he doesn't plan to sell it. But certainly very advantageous kind of build back in the day. And there's some photos floating around. I shared one of it. That's one I always remember. Here is Bubblegum Ombre. So again, there weren't a lot of Ombres out there. This is one that comes to mind, I guess, after seeing it. It's kind of funny how some of these trucks, like, you remember them as soon as you see them, but you're like, wow. Some of these issues I haven't looked at probably. I can't rattle off the stuff in the 2000s as easy as I can, like, say, the 90s, right? Because, I mean, it's just like, you know, this was, you know, 5, 6, 7 years in after I'm really, really getting ingrained in the publication. So, you know, the earlier ones I kind of remember a little bit more. Here's a cool bag job on an S10. But certainly it's cool to look back at these because, you know, it brings back memories of trucks or a photo that I remember seeing in here. This one's going a little bit steadier pace. I think we'll probably get to some of these that will. Technicolored, it will fry your eyes, so something a little bit different here. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but again, they were trying to really expand the publication, make it a little bit more worldwide, which we'll see, of course, June 2002 with that Mazda. And continue featuring the Sport Custom Compact stuff. It is nice to kind of be able to roll through these. I was talking to a buddy the other day, and we were just talking about, you know, some YouTube content is great. There's Brett from Severt on the right, and then he's also in the picture on the left. And there's the Waz Up photo I'll keep talking about. But it is kind of cool to be able to go through and not, you know, always see a channel that constantly has 25, 30. I watch a lot of the Knight Rider historians. I just love the history that those guys know about that show and those cars. But, you know, some of their episodes are like an hour and, you know, 8 minutes or 2 hours almost. And I'm going, God, man, like you could almost make 20 episodes out of the stuff they're doing. But, you know, so I say that because it's kind of nice, again, to look at the timer and see, oh, we're only 14 minutes in on this one. So let's wrap it up. So here's what we got. Don't 100% quote me. I just did a quick query. This is the 14th Mazda on the cover. 27 Chevys so far. 32 Toyotas. 21 Nissans. How many Fords? 7. And 9 Isuzus. 2 GMCs. 1 Datsun, 1 Mitsubishi. That brings us to about 114, I think. And this is issue 114. So give or take, bottom line right now, Chevy leads the way. Well, Toyota is 32, Chevy's 27. So Toyota leads the way. Mazda, I would think would have the most, but they don't up till this point. Just a fun little fact. Appreciate you guys. Share it with the homies, the chicas. Watch all the way through if you can. Hit up ourlifestylepodcast.com. The link is in the bio. And remember, all the features, everything I cover here audibly is also in the description. Not the bio, the description. Consider subscribing. And no, Mini Truckin is always on the rise. But we are your Mini Truckin HQ, your Mini Truckin headquarters. OLP. This is ODB, and I approve this message. We got you. Rest in peace, EZE.